Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology horoscope for Wednesday, August 28, 2013. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Happy birthday, Mom! You are a fellow viewer, and I love you very much. It's my mom's birthday today, and we have a lot to talk about because there is so much going on. Oh, and if I didn't forget, my webinar has been changing so much because I have been confused. I have a lot going on in my life. I just even found out I have to move. So believe me, even in my life, this junction point is pretty crazy. And I had to move in a couple weeks. So life has just kind of taken me and pulled me into all new crazy directions. And I'm switching the webinar to Friday, August 30th. That's the date. I said it wrong in my thing. I put the 31st. I don't know why I keep thinking the 1st is Saturday. I'm so lost in that energy. But anyways, long story short, Friday, August 30th, 9 a.m. So everybody can be part of the live prayer and be part of the live question and answer. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe or anywhere. And you can also download the recording. That's no problem at all. But we have a lot to talk about today because the moon in Gemini, right? Moon in Gemini loves to talk. But guess what? This moon is in a perfect T-square with the sun in Virgo and with Neptune in Pisces. On top of that, Mercury gonna trine over to Pluto today. And on top of all that, Mars is coming into Leo. I mean, talk about a day, Mom, to be on your birthday. There's a lot happening. I think that this is a lot of great change coming into our lives. We got Mercury, which is trining Pluto. This is always a clear indication of a change of mind, of us really starting to understand the new plans and putting these plans into action, figuring things out. Now today, because the moon is in Gemini, there is a curiosity that is sparked, especially with Mars coming into Leo here. This is a really big firework coming into our life here of new directions, new circumstances, especially with Venus finishing this huge cardinal cross, different relationship energies, different value systems, new things to manifest here. And it really is the spark today that, I mean, we can get a little overwhelmed, especially as we have the square of the moon squaring the sun today. I mean, this is the 3/4 square, and it's happening in mutable, a lot of change, emotional change. You know, our reality is changing. Virgo is all about harvesting this new reality. Because also the sun is trining to Pluto, a lot of intense change coming here. We're trying to figure out a lot, but don't get too carried away in too many details. Although I think it's important, as the moon is in this T-square, it's pressured today, is in what's real and, you know, what does spirit say? What do the signs say? I think that emotionally we're trying to figure out which direction do we go. I'm even trying to figure out, do I move to LA or New York? It's like, wow, these are crazy places that we're at. And I think it can make for a little bit of confusion, but the confusion is in your head. A lot of it is to follow your emotions. What is more comfortable? What will make you feel greater? You know, I think a lot of this as well is stepping into what do you love the most? You know, where's your passion gonna thrive? And Mars in Leo is all about stepping into courage. Now Mars though, in the next week here is gonna start to square over to Saturn, and it's gonna trine Uranus. So there are some intense moves coming into our lives here. But we gotta, you know, pick the right road based off our truth. You know, a lot of this is basing off of a lot of what the signs say, but still connecting with what your true desire is, you know, and not being afraid to step into that. And today is a day where so many things could happen, so many changes are happening that you're gonna need to take a breather. And I think that there's a lot to process emotionally, a lot to figure out. There's a lot of emotions to feel. You're happy, you're sad, you're crying, you're scared, you're weird, you don't know. But it's by having the understanding of this plan. We talked a lot about this yesterday, but now with Mars and Leo, there's not much left to emotionally process. Now it's what will make us happy. Leo is a very healthy space in the sky right now. It's time for us to really start taking some action today. But our emotions, what will hold us back? And emotions are a very big place with all this Cancer energy and Venus finishing up here. I think a lot of karma has dropped, and we're starting to pick up the pieces of this karma today and what to do with it. And there's a lot of puzzle pieces to put together, and don't get too confused if you can't put every puzzle piece together today. It can make you crazy. It can make you crazy. And you don't want to go crazy over that. You want to step into a clear mind. You want to step into, you know, one brick at a time, but more importantly, you know, it is this curiosity that I think is making it to where the curiosity can stir us to put all the right puzzle pieces together that we're trying to figure out right now. And if some pieces don't fit, that's okay. Don't get all crazy. Today can be one of those days where you go crazy if you can't figure it all out. And we're coming out of this big cardinal cross with relationships and with things to be manifested here. And the waters are gonna start clearing, and a lot of big impacting changes about to happen. But you got to start aiming and directing and taking courage into what you love the most and what your truth is intensely now. And these puzzle pieces will put themselves together as long as you're putting together the right puzzle. You know, I think a lot of this is, are you sure this is all the puzzle pieces you want to put together? There's 15 different puzzles that we could put together right now. And you want to find the one that makes you feel the happiest. So don't get lost in your mind today. Don't get lost in, you know, maybe not paying, if your mind doesn't understand everything, because Mercury is squaring the moon, and so you're like having a double time of our mind wants one thing, our emotions want another, and how do we figure this all out? And this is a very big culmination point of a stress point that can happen today if you trip yourself out. There's nothing to trip out about. It will all work out. Learn to go with the flow and learn to take every step necessary in your truth and to put things together in, you know, by having a change of mind, by not freaking out. This can be one of those days where you can freak out because it's on overload. Don't do that. Take the high road, the chill road. Relax a little bit. This is one of those days where it can be quite exciting because a firework has been lit off. And what the curiosity this firework leads us to and lights up for is going to blow your mind. This is going to be a radical week. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want a one-on-one reading. Thank you guys for all your support, and I will see you tomorrow.